as you see my screen, business continuity and disaster recovery planning domain, what exactly they do and why we need that one. So address the protection of our businesses in the face of major disruption to our normal business operation. So in that scenario, if you say, for example, if we take a company called the t-shirt manufacturing industry. So in t-shirt manufacturing industry, we have so many operations running. Is a printing press is there, coloring is there, planning is there, cutting is there. So there are so many operations, parallel operations, business units are there. So among all the business units, we need to try to protect our business to run continuity. That is what our main objective of business continuity planning. Okay, so BCP and DRP involves preparation, okay, testing and updating. There are three main things: preparation of planning, testing of our all plannings, and updating frequently of specific action to protect our business processes. Okay, I so many times we always confuse about the risk management and business continuity. Those are totally different things. So today we are going to differentiate between BCP and risk management, RMF and BCP, right? So BCP and DRP involves for the preparation, testing, and updating of our specific action towards protection of our business processes from effective of major systems and networks failures. Business continuity. What is the role of business continuity? Business continuity helps to identify our organization exposed to internal and external threats, synthesize and hard and soft asset to provide effective and prevention and recovery for the organization, right? And maintain the competitive advantage and values of the system integrity, which means, let's say our t-shirt manufacturing company, one machine is down. Okay, so there is a threat called, let's say, electricity threat. There is a motor is not working. There is so many kind of problems. So how do we continue our business? So we might need a redundant motor, or we might need a parallel machinery. So there are different kind of plannings we need to make to sustain our business, to run our business. That is why we need to create a business continuity planning, right? So basically, let me get to the next slide. Basically, for to run the business continuity planning, we need to create an impact analysis. That is the main part, the heart of the business continuity planning, BCP. It's called BIA, business impact analysis. So I'm going to quickly introduce those things, and then I'm going on the main slide to go one by one, right? So business impact analysis, what exactly it does, it determines the impact of individual business functions, okay, individual function of business units, and then it will find out the impact, whether that business functions impact, if it is normal, if it is a down, then what kind of impact we are getting in our operation. Okay, so this impact may be financial, monetary loss, operational. There are so many kind of impact in our business. So different functions on our different functions. So we need to find out that one. That is the main job of business impact analysis. And the disaster recovery plans. Disaster recovery plans, it contains the procedure for the emergency response, extended backup operation, and post disaster recovery. There are the three main functions of business recovery plans, BRP. Okay, especially BRP is for the IT operations. The business continuity process is not only for IT operation, is for HR or other administration, for all other activities in our business, where we can utilize the business continuity process. So if you say that the BCP is an umbrella, and then DRP is a part of one of the umbrella. So main objective of disaster recovery plan is to provide capability to process mission critical applications. Okay, for example, let's say database, Oracle system, SAP systems, web servers, any financial systems. So that is the main our critical applications. So we need to protect that mission critical applications okay, and then return to normal operation in a reasonable time. That is the job of the disaster recovery planning, disaster recovery peoples, right? So this is how the main objective. So business continuity planning, the entire domain, the business continuity planning is a suite of so many plans. Is not only one plan, okay, the suites of so many plans, and there are so many process we need to create complete planning. So there are mainly we have a seventh plan. Okay, so I'm let me just introduce my slide over here. So if you see here, this slide is made by me, and then I will drive one by one. So first of all, this is the first stage: scope and initiation of business continuity planning. Second phase, you say business impact analysis. This is the business impact analysis planning. Then if you go over here, the third one is a develop recovery strategy and prevention controls and continuity development. Then if you go here, after creating a recovery strategy, we create a business continuity plan design and development. Okay, and then we have a different plans. That plans we need to test it, okay, before implementing. So we create a contingency plan, approval and implementation. There's all the plans, we do a test, and then we maintain the BCP, and then training and awareness. So this is a cycle. We will go one by one on it. So this is those are the seven step, phase seven. So seven step of the business continuity process. So basically we do project management initiation, why we need a BCP, then BIA, then we go on recovery strategy, then we will discuss on plan design and development, implementation, testing, and maintenance, awareness and training. So this will be the main seven topic. Look, in different books there are different process, but ultimately, like if you go with NIST NIST BCP business continuity process is a different. If you read with ISACA or some other books, the words are different, but ultimately the goal of all process is this one, the same, right? So business continuity. So what is business continuity? Business continuity planning address the preservation and recovery business in the event of outage to the normal business operations. For example, I'm giving you the simple example of your HR person. Uh, there is a one employee who is maintaining your one machine every day, and he only knows how to operate that machine. Now that employee is on leave or sick, or he is not able to come to your organization. Now we don't have any other employee who has that skills, right? So if we didn't do any BCP planning before, then our business under disruption, because we cannot manufacture our t-shirt. Entire process I'm going to run our t-shirt manufacturing industry, right? So now our employee who was operating that digital machine, he is not available. Now we cannot print more t-shirt because we don't have any redundant employee or skilled person who can operate that machine, right? So in that scenario, we have outage. We have outage, or machine normal business is stopped now. So we might need another person who can operate the machine, which means we could have planned before that. Okay, this machine's operation is very critical. If that machine goes down for 2 hours, we have a very big problem. So we need to make another person train on that machine operation, so that in during this disaster, during one person is not available, that person can handle the operation, right? So this is how the BCP plans come in the picture, right? So business continuity planning is not only disaster recovery. Like I given you the example, is a unavailability of one resource. We should have another resource available to operate our business. Business continuity plan is an approved set of arrangement and the procedures enables our organization to facilitate recovery of our business operation, minimize the loss, right? If the person is available, then we can minimize the loss. But in our case, there was no person available. We didn't train anyone, and the machine is there, but we are no have anyone, any resource to operate that. Repair or replace the damaged facilities. Obviously, we could have replaced with another resource, but we couldn't. So this is why we need the business BCP plans. So BCP or the mission critical operations is made by the called business impact analysis. That is the main process, main process under the BCP plan, which determines the impact of an IT service. Not only IT service, because I created these slides for IT service, but all the operation of our organizations, right? That is conducted by business impact analysis, BIA. Okay, to get the financial, ultimately we will need to find out the monetary loss, means the operation. If operation doesn't work, we will get the loss. So this is how the BIA. So BIA is a part of BCP. Similarly, DRP is also part of BCP, right? If you have any questions, you raise your hands on meetings, and then we will discuss on it, right? Similarly, IT contingency planning, that is also plan of BCP. So sometimes, let me just clarify the IT contingency plan. Uh, IT contingency plan is similar like BCP, but IT contingency plan is a short-term plan. So what is IT contingency plan? Let me explain you. For example, if you are going to, let's say, let me give in my example to you. I'm driving. Where is my slides? Yeah. Okay, you see my screen. I am staying in Gaborone and I'm going to Johannesburg. I'm explaining you the IT contingency plan. So if you see here, from Gaborone to Johannesburg, main drive is 4 hours 43 minutes. That is my route. I am going to select it. Now, I have a very big appointment in Johannesburg. If I can't reach there in a 4 hour 43 minute, I will have a huge loss. Okay. So what I will do, I will start my journey. I will count that, okay, a 4 hour 43 minute is a total distance. Okay. So maximum tolerable downtime is my 4 hour. Okay. 4 hour 43 minutes. I have to reach Johannesburg anyhow. But somehow, what I will do, I can't start my journey before exactly 4 hour 43 minutes. I will keep some time in buffer. Okay. Why I will keep some time in buffer. I will pretend like, okay, let's consider 5 hours, or maybe 5 hours 30 minutes, 1 hour extra or half an hour extra time, in case if there is a queue in the border. You can see over here there are some peoples in the border. It will take time to cross the country, or maybe there are traffic, or there is a police spots on the road. So I will not reach exactly in a 4 hour 43 minute, but maybe it will take 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute delay, so that I will not lose my mission critical or whatever the service I'm going to do over here in Johannesburg. So I will reach in time. So I will start before, not only 4 hour 43 minutes, but I will keep 1 hour or half an hour buffer, right? So that planning I have made, it's a contingency planning. For example, in your organization, you have a router. Okay, so we always keep redundant Ethernet card. In server, we keep redundant Ethernet card, or we can keep some spare parts. The small thing, one we always keep some switches in a spare. Right? Why we keep switches in a spare, or routers, or we have a dual ISP? Because contingency planning. What if my one router fails? What I will do immediately? So immediately we cannot declare a disaster if my one router fail. I cannot declare a disaster if my one Ethernet port is not working in my server. So what is the solution? We need to keep the spare, or we need to have a redundant Ethernet card, so we can just switch over. Is a minimum disruption time, and effectively we can switch over our business. So that is called a, this is called a contingency plan. I hope you understand the contingency plan. So contingency planning, it's establish the procedure to address any cyber attack or any other thing, any problems we are getting. That is called a contingency plan. Contingency plan is a small plans which can address our operation of our daily operation of our business, right? Disaster recovery planning address the recovery of entire damaged facility components to the normal business operation. So disaster recovery is not only router failure or Ethernet card failures. If entire company, entire facility damage, then we need to declare a disaster. Okay, and then after that we can recover all the operations to the disaster recovery sites. This is how disaster recovery sites. Okay, so there are so many plans in a umbrella of BCP. I'm just trying to explain you one by one. For example, facility contingency planning. Okay, occupation emergency planning. So that is another group of the people. They do the planning, provide the response of procedures of occupant of the facility in the event of situation posing a potential threats to the health and safety of the personal, environment, or property. So there are, this is called a emergency occupant emergency plan, right? Similarly, we have a HR operations planning. There are so many plannings are there. So ultimately, life of our business continuity cycle, this is the one. I have got this image from the NIST. So ultimately, our goal is to sustain, recover, and protect our business. To sustain our business, we have a continuity of operation plan. So that group of the people, continuity of operation plan, that group of people we will manage to sustain our business for few days. Then we have a recovery or resume. There are so many plans: DRP, business recovery, reception, continuity of planning, cyber incidents response plan. Those plans are responsible for the recovery, and protect is a communication plan. The crisis communication plans, like to advertise in the newspaper, to handle our stakeholders. Those things are responsible from the crisis communications plan and occupant emergency plans. So we will discuss those all plans in later on the slides. But first of all, why we need BCP? As I mentioned, to perform a risk assessment, like we need to find out why we need a BCP. So we will go to management, and then we say that, look, if our machine will not operate, or if we don't have any redundant any resources, then we will not able to sell our T-set. Or if we don't have a redundant web server, then online sale will stop. So our ultimately our goal, we will have a financial loss. So we will go to the management, and we will say that, look, there are impact. Obviously we will find out the business business importance to the management, and then explain that we have a problem of availability. Sometimes government organization or any other organization, there might be a confidentiality is prioritized. So somewhere there is integrity is prioritized, somewhere there is availability is prioritized. So wherever the priority of the availability, confidentiality, or integrity is there, we need to create a context of the business continuity process, and then we need to present a proposal to the management. Okay, so when management will read the need of business continuity, okay, they will give us an approval. So once they will give us an approval, we will define a scope, that what things we need to consider in our BCP. And up now let's we go here. So the first step, what we do, we establish the need, why we need to do a BCP. As I explained, obtain the management support. When the management support will give us, first step to involves the development of our contingency planning policies, publish the policies and scope, and develop the continuity planning statement. So what is the continuity planning statement? Continuity planning statement is like, we need to find out the different our organization's department, the functional department, and then we need to go each and every functional department head, and then we try to find out that which business process is important, which business process is not important, right? So we identify the stakeholder and resource, create the team. So we will create the BCP team first of all. Okay, these questions will come in your exams. So who will the team lead? Who will in the BCP team? So there will be senior management, security professional, business planner, okay, remote business association, maybe our some vendors like supply chain management. Those people also comes in the BCP team, company personnel, IT professional, legal advisor, right? Those all are in the BCP team. So all the team members have a different roles. So we need to find out who has which role. So like executive management staff. So executive management type staff, what they does, they initiate the project, gives the approval, because without senior management approval we cannot run the BCP, right? So and then they also need to give us the ongoing support whenever it needs. Then senior business unit management is like a head of all functional areas. They will identify, prioritize time critical systems and tell the BCP team that look, I have a 10 systems, 10 process running. Out of 10, the 5 process is very important. If that 5 process will go down, our business will go down. But other 5 process, it is not so important. For example, accounting, the accounting server, it is not working for 5 days, there will be no problem. But if your online web server will go down, there will be problem, right? So then there is a we create a BCP committee. It direct planning, implementation and test process. So all the member will get together on the board, and then they will discuss the functions, functions of the different kind of activities, what how to do the business impact analysis, right? So ultimately, second step is very important. Please keep your attention over here. We are going on the second step. So second step is a conduct a business impact analysis, identify the critical process. Okay, identify the critical process, not a risk. Here always we have a confusion on the risk analysis and business impact analysis. Both are the different. So we are going to do a same procedure, but we have to identify here the critical process, not a critical risk. Right. So we will identify the business functions and resources. What we do, the BIA is a management level functional analysis that identifies impact to the business operations. Should an outage occurs, BIA leverage information from risk assessment. So obviously in our organization, we have a risk management team or risk management team. We can get the information from them, what kind of risk involves in our organization. We can leverage those information, but it is not a risk management. You can just keep it in your mind. This is very important to understand. Okay, so impact is measured by tangible attributes like allowable business interruption, maximum tolerable downtime, maximum tolerable outage, financial cost. We will go one by one on other slides.